Always, not a star. There has to be something always. Yeah?
How can you
Yeah, because
that?
if you then have a point where there was absolutely nothing, then from absolute nothing you cannot get something. Because nothing doesn't have energy. Nothing doesn't have power, or will, or consciousness. It cannot make or bring anything into existence. So if we are today in existence, there has to be always something. Now here's the problem.
On the roundabout.
But then I like to
As soon as you cross,
think
we'll
that
see it
it's
on the
not
left.
like all unified in a certain person or power, but that's
But we
maybe
we can now try to understand it. If something exists always, that means there is no beginning to this something. Whatever you say, there is ultimately something that is there which has no beginning. It's like this. Some people say, look, this universe, okay, maybe something created it. Let's call this something A of the alphabet. A, B, C, A. Question. Where did this A come from? Well, maybe B. So you can carry on this exercise like this, and you can see A, B, C, Z, and you can carry on. Ultimately, because something has to exist always, then this is never ending. This chain of creators for our universe is never ending.
But do you personally believe then that it's like all unified in a person or a god, or how? What do you think about it?
As Muslims, we believe there is a creator who is the creator of everything, who is eternally existing without any beginning and will be everlasting with no end. Absolute in the attributes that the
How
creator
would you
has.
explain that then? Like
Okay,
how-
so we can go backwards from here now. So imagine now we'll talk about this universe that we have. Our universe, if it came from a creator who was from another creator and so on, we can ask, okay, does it really end or does it carry on? Which makes more sense? So if I say without an end, it doesn't make sense, and I'll explain to you how. This is the concept of infinity, right? Infinite causes for something. You've got a cup, maybe tea or coffee in your hand, right?
Coffee, yeah.
Coffee.
Cappuccino,
Imagine now you want to give this to me on my hand. And to pass from your hand to my hand, there are infinite number of people it has to pass through. Infinite. Would it ever reach me?
Yeah, I've heard a theory before, like
Yeah.
if you see in distance and like if I have to go from my house to your house is 1 kilometer, but maybe it's 1.11, then I can never reach your house.
Yeah. So think about it. So you've got this cup. It needs to come to my hand, but there are infinite number of people. So it goes to the next person and the next person and the next person. It just carries on going, and there's never ending, infinite. It will never come to my hand. Never, because there are infinite number of people in front of you and me. Our universe would never get created if there were infinite number of creators, because it will never come to a point where it's being created.
I get your point.
So that means the chain of creators for our universe, or the cause for our universe, it has to end somewhere, where before that there is no other creator. So our alphabet will eventually end somewhere, like Z, say, for example. Z is the first cause of this universe. So we say this first, or the last of all these causes, is the creator of our universe, before which there is none. Is the eternal with no beginning. Absolute, having existed always. Has to exist always. Why? Because this creator has to be always in existence. Otherwise the same question applies.
I get it.
Yeah.
It makes sense if you
Yeah.
say it already.
So this creator must be absolute by attribute.
But it's just like too much for the mind to like think of something.
Yeah, but that's why we need to take step by step. Think, logically, sequentially, rationally,
But that's
and
like
then
exactly like describing what I'm feeling. Like there must be something that's like somewhere that has always been there and started it, but
so now you can see your logic and rationality comes to a conclusion. There has to be. It cannot be any other way. So if somebody says, look, our universe came from absolute nothingness, you will say, that is not rationally acceptable, intellectually acceptable. We would reject this concept. Why? Because from nothing, you get nothing. You cannot get something from nothing. To give you an example, a crude example. If I want to give you money, say 10 pounds, and I have no money in my wallet, and I have no banks, no friends, nothing, can I give you money? I can't give you money. So the concept of borrowing energy, like science is trying to be clever, it doesn't work because there is nowhere to borrow from.
It works if you study quantum physics.
Yeah. How much of quantum physics do we know today? Very little.
I can show you a whole study that I collected today, but that's not what I want to talk about.
Just one moment. How much of quantum physics do we know today? Very little. Even in quantum physics, here is the problem. Particles don't pop into existence from nothing. This is again what we call misleading information given to the layperson. Do you know or have you heard of this very intelligent academic who wrote a book called Universe from Nothing?
Yeah, Stephen Hawking.
Not Stephen Hawking.
Who was it then?
That's the time.
Do you know the Universe
he-
from Nothing?
He did the universe
the
of
story of
the
time.
universe everything.
The Universe from Nothing.
That was-
That debated, Hamza Zorsis debated as well.
Oh, Lewis Carroll.
Professor Lawrence Krauss. I had opportunity of meeting him very briefly in a book signing occasion after his debate. No, sorry, after his lecture he gave on this very occasion. And I asked him, why are you deceiving people? If I remember correctly, it was a long time ago, right? So something along this line. When you know that you don't believe the universe came from nothing, it came from something. He said, I described that in my book, what is nothing. So his nothing is something. So he's being honest, but the title of his book and the presentation, people are misled. People think, yeah, the universe came from nothing, when his nothing is actually something. Yeah?
Because it has to start somewhere.
Yeah, you know, he described something.
With quantum physics. Einstein himself, he was against quantum physics.
Can you get something from nothing?
Are you asking me?
Yes.
I never did the experiment.
Then
How can I tell
there's
you
no
with
point
any
discussing this
certainty
anyway.
if it's possible or not?
There's no point talking to you at this very minute because you need to do the experiments. But we know for sure, without any experiments, because science, in the very axioms of science, yeah, is done
But
without
isn't
any
it
experiments.
Isn't it still a question if we started like from nothing or if it's always been there? Like, isn't that
Well,
one
the
of
point is
first-
nothing doesn't exist.
You
It's a
know,
concept.
even in science,
But that's what
the
we call
axioms.
nothing. Like, what is nothing?
No, but if nothing was something,
Yeah.
we would call it as something.
Yeah, that's
But
also-
nothing,
that's also
nothing
true.
in reality doesn't even exist. It's a concept. That's the reason nothing can never create something. Because something
the
that doesn't even
particles-
exist cannot create it.
So the particles in quantum physics doesn't come from nothing. They come from something.
Well, if you isolate the space, and this experiment has been done, if you completely isolate the space, then particles pop in and out of existence.
They come from something.
They're simply.
But then
Well, you can
don't
say
need,
that.
like,
It's not, I can say that, that's the reality.
You can say that's reality, but you can't prove that that's reality.
Look,
You
listen,
can only
just
assume
one
it.
thing. Do you know what nothing is to the
I'm
philosophers?
not, no,
Ask
I
him
want
if it
to
exists.
make something perfectly clear. I'm not saying something can come from nothing. or
Good.
not. What I'm saying
Oh,
is
he said he
you
cannot.
can't say for
We can.
certain.
Yes, we can.
that
Yes, we
it-
can.
No, you can't.
Okay,
Okay.
does
What is-
nothing
And this
exist?
is
Okay.
exactly what I wanted to
I
talk
think
with the
that's-
two
I
of
think
you.
that's just we don't know enough about it. Like, what is there? Like,
Okay,
exactly
let me
what is
define
it?
what nothing
Well,
is.
that's exactly
So
it.
ask him if it
And
exists.
Okay,
Because we just don't
first
know
of all,
today, I brought the study because
one-
last
one-
time you caught
one-
me
one-
off guard.
One
and
moment.
you too.
One moment. So you can talk to him if you want.
I didn't even discuss
So
it last week.
Not
nothing,
last week. It
by
was quite a long time
definition,
ago.
is the absence of everything.
Yeah, but do we know everything?
away.
Like
Okay.
particles,
How so?
some kind of radiation, whatever.
That's something.
No, whether we know or not,
Nothing,
absence
by
of all that.
definition, in philosophy, is the absence of anything and everything. That's the opposite of something.
Because I didn't bring
So
the
from
right
that
to-
nothing, you cannot get something.
run away
So all
from
this
it.
quantum physics, excuse doesn't work. Why? Because you cannot get even quantum particles.
Yeah, if there was
From
absolutely
nothing.
Yeah.
because it doesn't
I agree.
exist, like I said. Thank you.
Yeah.
Nothing doesn't
So
exist.
now we realize there is going to be absolutely something in existence.
Now the people who study
Always.
it's much
Has to
harder
be.
on them because they need to learn
What is the qualities or characteristics or properties or attributes of that something that exists always we can decipher.
That is the problem.
It has to be something that is not limited and dependent and finite. Because then otherwise it will share the same problems that we have.
But like, in your religion, do you believe, like you said, like God is the creator of the universe, of the earth?
Everything.
And I
Do
got
you
greatly
everything?
slandered by the SC Dawah
Do you
channel.
think like God is like, is it man, woman, entity, ghost? Like,
Interesting
how
question.
Do you, yeah.
Okay, let me tell you how the Quran defines God, right? And see whether it makes sense to you. Let me bring
Is
this.
it something that's alive?
No, it's only.
Is it
It's something that Allah exists.
No, it's like-
Okay.
Allah exists, and He's going to show you in the Quran how Allah defines or basically describes himself.
No, like how they describe God or the Creator. Like, is it a man, a ghost, entity? How do they see
The Quran?
the
I
Creator?
have the Quran, but does it have a translation?
Is it something that's still present?
doesn't have a
or was it
translation.
only there?
Oh, I
So
got
the
it.
existence
got it?
of God is
Okay.
possible,
Yeah.
even though it's not certain.
Okay.
But the Shaykh himself,
You know the word?
So,
the
Ikhlas.
rules that the God follows, the rules he imposes, that's the thing that you can't.
Assalamu alaikum, Shaykh
Assalamu alaikum
Muhammad.
wa rahmatullahi
How
wa
are you?
barakatuh.
Alhamdulillah, khair. Right.
That's what I want to part of the
You don't
things that I
need
want
to see the
argue about.
translation, do you?
Yeah.
What is the
I want to show her.
Oh, I thought the same guy was
Okay. Say he is Allah, God who is one.
How's your mom?
good?
The Allah, the eternal refuge.
I know.
He neither begets nor is born, nor is there him any equivalent. There's nothing like unto God.
But you call it a him there, so
No,
it's like
in Arabic, you have to describe, there is no it in Arabic. It's either he or she. So Arabs are accustomed to describe in the language of God as a he rather than a she, because to them this is the usage.
everything was he.
The default is he. Yeah.
It doesn't mean God is a male or a female. So can you get this back again? Yeah. Just give me another translation. I want to show her something interesting on this very thing.
No, but then you personally, just how do you see?
Yeah. Other translations?
Oh yeah.
Give me another translation. So God is the one and only, the unique, the one who is absolute, eternal. Everything depends on him. He's independent of any need, but everyone needs him. Not born, doesn't produce any children.
Take a pic.
And
Do you like see him as a human sort? Like,
No, it's not. It's unlike anything.
it's not made of
So
flesh.
Allah says
Okay.
in the Quran, "Laysa
so
kamithlihi
so
shay'un."
if God is one and only and unique, because this is what ahad means, one and unique, and being the one which is totally independent, self-sufficient, absolute. If you are one and self-sufficient, of course you can't have a father or a mother or any of these offsprings, because you won't be one anymore. You won't be self-sufficient anymore. So this is how it logically follows that he is not someone who is born or someone who produces anything or gives birth to anything.
But do you see it as a person, like?
No. And then it continues, there's nothing co-equal like unto him. There's nothing like him. Quran says, لَيْسَ كَمِثْلِهِ شَيْءٍ. There is nothing like unto the likeness of God. Nothing like unto the likeness of God. Totally unlike. So the Creator is totally unlike the creation. So he's not a man or a woman or a tree or a stone or anything, but Creator is one who is the originator of everything. The one who is alive.
Do you have like an image of him? Could you?
No.
Any
Any image that you have, it's not God.
No, exactly, because how? Yeah.
He's unlike the creation. So we cannot comprehend how God is or imagine him.
More like a concept.
Yeah, but we understand that God exists and there is nothing like unto God. For example, if I showed you, look, let me show you this. You've never seen it before. They say, oh, okay. Then you know that this is a unique form to it. God is unique in every sense. He's unlike the creation. So people have fallen into this error of thinking God is like a man or a woman or a tree or a creation.
No, I don't think.
People have in the past, they have likened God to be like a man. God is like a man with a long beard, white, and sitting on a throne. And, yeah,
That's more like Poseidon and Zeus from the Greek
yeah.
mythology.
And in Greek mythology, in Christian traditions, and so on and so forth, people have pictured God like this. So in Islam, God is totally unique and unlike His creation. But the Quran confirms, وَهُوَ السَّمِيعُ الْبَصِيرُ. He is the one who hears and sees. That means God has attributes. Yep. God is not some abstract entity.
Yes, senses.
He's
like,
not a deity of deism where He's created it, He left everything alone and He's not bothered or cared. No, God is someone who has attributes. He created and He has this relational attributes with His creation.
He interacts with
He interacts with the creation. He creates and He's merciful to them. He's just to His creation. He is forgiving His creation when they do something wrong. So in Islam, if you look at this concept, your heart and your mind will say, yes, if there is a creator, this creator has to be just. Has to be just. This creator cannot just say to one nation, oh, I am like this, like a monkey, and I am like this or like that. And there has to be continuous uniformity of this message, consistency of the message, consistency. And that's why the Quran reminds us with the past nations of the prophets and messengers that were sent before. It's a reminder, look, God sent to them, worship God. worship Allah and wajtanibut taghut, and stay away, shun, resist the worship of false gods and false ideas of creators. So your heart, as you know, longs for submitting and surrendering and reverence to someone. If it's not directed to God, it will be directed to something else, like to a musician or a music star or a pop star or a footballer or something, or your own desires. People have these feelings of reverence and gratitude to something. If it's not directed to God, it goes somewhere else. And that's why God is saying, no, don't make your own desires as God. Don't worship the creation, but worship the one who created you. Worship the one who created you and the one who those before you, so that you may be muttaqoon, so that you may be pious, so that you be God conscious, because God wants us to know Him. He didn't create us like angels, where you have no choice. Angels don't disobey God. We don't believe in Satan as a fallen angel. It doesn't make sense. Angels don't have any disobedience, no free will. But He created us with a free will. With a free will, you can say, yes, I accept you, and I acknowledge you, and I choose you as and I submit to you and surrender to you. This is what Islam is. This sincere recognition of your own self, and to surrender your will to the will of the one true God, that makes you a Muslim or a Muslimah. Anyone who does that is a Muslim. So over the time and in centuries, every individual who did this, humbly, willingly and sincerely, they humbled themselves to God and surrendered their will to God, they were Muslims. So you would not be then surprised if we said Jesus was a Muslim, Moses was a Muslim, Abraham was a Muslim, Solomon was a Muslim, because that's the state of submission. Islam is not a new thing that people often mistake for. Islam is the continuation of the same message of God, but the finality of that message through the final messenger, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Finality of this message. God has, in His wisdom, sent prophets and messengers throughout times, but He sent now a universal messenger with universal message within the Quran and the teaching of the Prophet, that it is now sufficient for all times and all places. You don't need another prophet or a messenger to come to guide us. Our role and responsibility is simply to look into the life of this Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, examine his life, examine the message that he's brought, the Quran, and then accept it or reject it. That's the role of the mind. One of the primary role of the mind is to understand that we are a creation of God, and then find His message of guidance and submit to that guidance. Because do you really think that God created us in vain, in mere play, in jest, for no reason? Does it make any sense? He's created this universe in so much precision in the sense that even they're like so precise to the 22nd decimal places. We're talking about universal constants, Planck's constants, gravitational constant, and so on. So precise in their harmony, the way that we are constructed. I mean, when we have a bleeding, a cut here somewhere and there, how there's a meshwork formed by fibrin and fibrinogen and all these platelets, and amazing. But instead of thanking God for giving us life and to mean to sustain it, we say He doesn't exist. So we should really come to our natural response. Do you know what natural response should be? Let me give you an analogy first. Now you've talked to me, you think, okay, this guy, maybe not that so bad, right? So we were walking past there, and God forbid, a lorry hit me, right? A lorry hits me, and I'm on the ground, a truck. I'm bleeding, and you thought, oh, let me take you to the hospital, because you're a caring individual. You took me to the hospital. It may not be in this country, somewhere else, where they needed blood and your blood matched and you gave me blood to save my life.